Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 10th edition of the Golf Strong Project, which is pretty exciting. Getting into double digits.
Hell
10
yeah.
full podcasts recorded, and we're still going. It's always important.
It is. You just got to keep putting them out every week, right?
Supposed to. I feel like I don't even have to introduce you anymore. I feel like everybody knows.
They know the crew.
The token Bostonian. Dr. Tim Rivotto coming to you live from Boston, Massachusetts. Dude, I had the greatest conversation with somebody about how to say Worcester and Dorchester at work a couple of days ago because they said they went to Worcester last year. And I was like, where'd you go? Like, Worcester up in Massachusetts. It's like Worcester. It's like, is that how they told you to say it? It's like, yeah. So then we went on a long rant.
There's no H in Worcester. There is an H in Dorchester. Got it. I mean, come on, guys.
It's not. And it's my favorite is when people call it Worcester.
Worcester.
Because they're trying to say it like it's pronounced. So they told me it's called Worcester. I'm like,
you're from the up north, eh?
It's close.
Worcester.
I like Worcester.
That's good. Fantastic.
But anyways, bro, tomorrow, well, I guess tonight, but Ryder Cup is here. It is here.
It is. It's time.
It's time. I'm so juiced up. I'm gonna be fuming on Sunday if we're not beating the brakes off of Europe.
We will see. It'll all depend on how they laid out the course. We'll get into it, but yeah, it's exciting. I'm most excited though about the advertising packages because the Olympics clearly spent their whole budget and didn't update them 2021. I want to know if the PGA updated it or if everything's going to be Ryder Cup 2020.
I don't know. I heard a lot of people saying that there were flags that said Ryder Cup 2020. It's a miss.
It's a low budge, but exciting nonetheless.
Well, I'm just happy it'll be a full stadium. There will be, I say a full stadium. Like the first tee today was just swarmed with people just screaming and yelling. I'm just jacked up to see a bunch of good old boys from the Whistling Straits area, from Sheboygan, just going out there and just fist bumping and screaming America, and I'm here for it.
Me too. And the people in Wisconsin love golf.
Love golf.
I did a little time in Madison, Wisconsin for one of my clinical rotations, and a lot of golf courses. People love it. People love to drink. I think they drink the most. What's the liquor? I think brandy. Like per capita, the state of Wisconsin drinks more brandy than any other state. I'm almost positive. It's something along those lines because they drink old fashions. That's what in an old fashioned, right? Brandy?
The most brandy. No, it's not, but it's a good try.
All right. Well.
All right. So what state consumes the most brandy? Mid-size. All right. The nation's top brandy market.
It's got to be the South, right? Now that I'm thinking about it.
Wisconsin.
It is Wisconsin. Hey, I was right.
Wisconsin consumes 1/3 of all the brandy produced in the United States. That's 650,000 cases of domestic brandy per year.
They are thirsty.
So brandy old fashions are something that they make.
Yeah, that's like their drink.
Right,
their
but a traditional old fashioned doesn't have brand. Wow.
Yeah.
650,000 cases of domestic brandy per year.
Yeah. So people are going to be warm this weekend. They're definitely going to have their beer sweaters on.
Absolutely.
They're going to be having some fun.
I wish I was there. I wish I'd probably show up wearing like the John Daly USA pants, have my flag hanging. I'd be feeling it. Speaking of, you saw JT's shoes, right?
I did see them. They were very, very, very nice.
For those of you who missed that, his shoes are awesome. So I think they're FootJoys. On the inside of the left is like a "We the People," so it's the Constitution like written in. It's got the Statue of Liberty with I don't know if it's hashtag America or if it's just the apostrophe America.
Yep.
Written on the back.
Yep. What's the other side? He's got an eagle in there, right?
Oh no, he's got Uncle Sam pointing
Sam.
at you, and it says America. And then the left side of the shoe is just an American flag waving into Lady Liberty. Just awesome. I just get so jacked up when we get USA stuff.
I know, because you see Team Europe and they have their colors, obviously, so like cool color combinations, but not you don't get the caricatures that we do.
No, it's not the red, white, and blue. I'm sorry. I don't mean that offensively to anybody else, but it's not the red, white, and blue.
No,
We are the beacon of. We are supposed to be the beacon of freedom in the world, and every time we get a chance to rep it, you have to rep it.
Definitely.
If you don't like it, there's like 5 million other countries that will gladly take you in.
Absolutely, they'll take your money.
They'll take or
or
anyways,
more. We'll leave that where it lies.
Or more. Leave it where it lies. Anyways, so yeah, we got the big day tomorrow. So first tee offs at 8 a.m. We should find out the groups tonight. The opening ceremonies from like 5 to 8. So we should be getting info on that here very shortly.
What do you think about the teams? I think off the top of my head, US 6 rookies. That's pretty wild.
6 rookies. I was a little bit nervous a couple days ago just thinking about like how the USA team was going to interact and were they going to show up. It's just everyone keeps talking about how like Europe's team is just like closer, like it's a closer knit team and they're like a bunch of homies. And, I'm kind of like, well, I guess so, but I don't know. I mean, the US is still currently the betting favorite. They're like a minus 200 right now. Europe is plus 200. So for some reason, they are still the betting odds favorite, even though.
Well, all their players are in the top 20 except Scheffler, and he's 21. So that's why, like, if you go by the rankings, the US is the better golfers by the rankings. They have like.
But that has happened in the past too.
No, you're right. But I think that's why the betting odds at least are in their favor.
Yeah.
But I think you have everyone's got someone they could play with, right? Like the rumor is you're going to have Morikawa DJ, so they're both TaylorMade guys.
It's true.
They know each other. You've got Brooks and Tony Finau. They played with each other in the last one. They know each other. They're on good terms.
Yep.
So you've got some teams. You've got JT and Jordan probably going out together.
Oh, 100%. There's no way they don't go out together.
Yeah.
That's a for sure.
So then it's like, who's going with Bryson? I guess that leaves like Cantlay or Xander.
See, I don't
know who you put him with.
I don't know, because somebody had made the argument that he was going to go with Scheffler.
Okay.
Now, how true that is, I was trying to see where I had read that, but somebody had, again, we really don't know.
No.
But it's because originally Morikawa and Schauffele were the two that people were like, oh, yeah, there's a chance that they're together. I don't know. Maybe Stricker comes out and he's like, screw all this. And the teams are just wildly out of control. The only guarantee in my mind is Spieth and Thomas.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good lock.
That's my only guarantee right now. I like them both. JT, in terms of top point scorers, betting odds, is plus 600.
Oh, he was 350 yesterday, so that's
he's plus 600. Rahm is plus 350. So
that's what. Okay.
Yeah, Rahm is 350, but JT was plus 600, which I kind of like.
And that's all overall, right? Not team. That's not just.
Yeah, that's top points. That's top point score.
I mean, he was the last Ryder Cup, wasn't he? I think, or he was at least like 5-0, I think, or 4-0.
Yeah,
I think he was 4-0-1.
I think he was 4-0-1.
Yeah. So I mean, he could definitely do it. He definitely is one that is like competitive and likes the match play kind of.
Yeah.
Feed off the energy.
Yeah, and he is Mr. America.
Oh yeah, big time.
He is Kentucky boy. He's been repping it all week. Again, the shoes are just next level.
You think there's any awkwardness, like when he had to go and get fitted for his clothes with the Polo guys, the RLX or whoever he had to meet with?
Dude,
they're doing.
I don't know. I was thinking about that. So most people that are listening to this probably know that Ralph Lauren dumped him after the hot mic incident. That was 6 months ago.
Yeah, back in the spring, I think.
Maybe longer than that.
Yeah.
And so again, I will always disagree with hot mics. I'm not a hot mic person. All of us say things behind closed doors and under our breaths, especially in the heat of competition.
Yeah.
I have said some crazy, stupid shit when I am fired up, whether it be at a lifting meet, playing football, playing golf. Like you go out, I think we had talked not too long ago, you and I, about like the stuff you say when you go out and play. And you just say stuff, it doesn't mean that Justin Thomas is this terrible person, which I don't think anybody actually believes that. So it's, we give so many people strikes in the world and he doesn't get any. I mean, we've got all these like sexual assault cases in the NFL. Like Deshaun Watson's got 23 counts of whatever. Like have all of his sponsors pulled?
I don't think so. I don't know, but
I don't know.
It's
but
crazy.
Like you have all these cases of people that do that stuff, and like nothing happens. Now that's not to say that things shouldn't happen. I'm just, it's hot mic crap, and I just hate that. So maybe you're right. Maybe it was awkward, or maybe he walked in there and was like, "I'm Justin Thomas." So
I bet it was. I bet the person that made the call probably wasn't in the room, right? Like it was probably some exec sitting in an office somewhere. So he probably walked in and it was like the photo, the designers and that sort of thing, and it was probably totally fine
for some 18-year-old
intern.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know if I love our uniforms.
I don't at all. I hate the like block, just all one color, weird. I just don't like it.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I'd rather if they were just like made by somebody else. I don't know. Like maybe I'm just not like a Ralph Lauren guy. Like I get it, but they're not. To be totally honest, they look European.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They have like the short sleeve fitted look, and then they have like the horizontal. A lot of the stuff has like one horizontal stripe or something. It's just
Yeah, it just doesn't. I just don't like it. Like it's just not. I mean, I don't mind. I don't know. It's not my favorite. I feel like we could have done something maybe a touch more rugged, but hey, I don't get to make those decisions. Also, they're selling the coat for like $300.
Yeah, it's bad. Like we were talking before, my parents are out at the Ryder Cup right now. So my dad sent me the website. He was like, "Hey, let me know if you see anything you like in the merchandise, I'll pick you something up." I had a hard time. Like Under Armour had a couple of good things in there. Callaway had a couple of good shirts, but a lot of them are like,
it's like $100, $100 for a polo.
Yeah, like a vest in there is 200, 220. It's crazy. And it's red, white, and blue. You can do so much with that, and they just don't.
No, I'm disappointed overall in said uniforms. Like I don't know. I'd rather they walked out and there was like a bald eagle, like a giant bald eagle on their chest. I don't know. Like just something that's like a little more, especially because Under Armour makes some awesome. So tomorrow is the first day. So all day long, I'll have my Under Armour shirt that says freedom on the back down the center with my USA socks on and a USA hat on. Like I'll be Merc it out tomorrow. But like Under Armour makes a ton of great Adidas when they made like all of their USA ones for like July 4th and for the Olympics. Those were sweet. They were the flag painted onto the shirt. I don't know where we went wrong. Maybe it's because we did it with Ralph Lauren.
Maybe.
No offense, Ralph Lauren, but like
maybe it's high fashion and we just don't get it. We're too stupid to get it. I don't know.
I'd rather if like the people in Sheboygan made them.
That would be good. That would be good. Speaking of the uniforms, did you see Europe too? They were playing to the Packers yesterday.
Yeah, I saw
green and yellow.
Green and yellow. They had the cheese heads.
Yeah, little cheese heads. That was good. Try to get a little laugh out of the crowd. That was,
I didn't disagree with it. It wasn't. It's they got to try because they're in foreign territory, and there's not going to be any Europeans at this thing.
No.
So that's definitely a big play right now. Is they will not have a lot of Europeans.
Definitely.
Also, how do they pick? So obviously for us, we have a single country, so red, white, and blue. Why did they go with blue and yellow?
I have no idea. Is that is there a European flag? I don't know, European Union, something like that.
Am I showing how little I know about
because
history?
I remember on the logo there's a blue flag with yellow.
Indeed.
Is that what it is?
The European flag it kind of looks like the Betsy Ross flag, but it's blue with
yellow, right?
Yellow. Interesting. That shows how little I know about this.
God, you're so uneducated, uncultured. Actually, educated but uncultured. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess I'm uncultured. I'm sure somebody will get upset about it. I'm very cultured. Get like all my culture. I'm talking about putting bald eagles on people's chests. Clearly, I'm not cultured.
Yeah, your style is Ed Hardy. We got to go back to the early 2000s with Ed
That's right.
Hardy, bald eagles, and
Yeah.
rose bushes, thorns.
I want John Daly to design the 2022 uniforms or 2023 uniforms now.
Yeah, I
Like,
wonder what they're going to do there. What do? Do you skip a year or do you go 3 or
I think they said that they were skipping, so they were just going to take the President's Cup and the Ryder Cup and just make them the different years. So now the Ryder Cup will be in odd years and the President's will be in even.
All right, that works.
Yeah, it's not a huge difference, but whatever.
Now I want to know, how do they decide the European team? Because you have do they do rankings too? Because you have
Yes.
you have a couple guys in there. Is like, how did that guy make it? I don't know, or that's just what I think.
Yeah, let's see.
Like Rahm, obviously.
Rory.
Rory, obviously, because he's had a good year too. Like, he hasn't played great the last couple of years,
All right.
but
So European team, greater weighting for points earned in tournaments in the latter stages of the process to help ensure the European team reflects those players in form nearer the time of the Ryder Cup.
gotcha. So at least
Race to Dubai points and world ranking points will be multiplied by 1.5 for the two respective qualification lists.
Gotcha. So that's how like a Tommy Fleetwood, he doesn't do great on the PGA Tour. Like, I think he lost his card.
Yep.
But he makes cuts, but he just like finishes in the bottom. But
Yes.
race to Dubai points, he probably has a lot. He plays well on the Euro Tour. Same with Brent Weisberger.
Yep.
I've been watching Saturday morning, doing some work and watching some Euro golf on Saturday mornings. He's won like 3 times, I think, this year, 4 times, but he can't play. Like, he misses every cut in the PGA. It's weird.
Correct. Again, which is why if you were to look on paper, you go, the U.S. is stacked.
Yeah.
I mean, just absolutely stacked. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. Who is your dark horse on for the U.S.? Who's your guy that you think is just going to like ball out? Who's not really expected to?
I think you could get like a Scotty Scheffler just coming in, maybe doesn't play tomorrow morning, but plays the afternoon and then just carries through a weekend. Because he's a match play guy. You know, he showed us in Austin at the Dell match play. He's just a match play. Like, he's probably a degenerate gambler. No offense to Scotty, but that they're usually like great in these pressure situations. And, you know,
true. He probably goes there. Did you see Cantlay's response to why Europe wins?
Yeah, talking about gin. Was that
talking about gin? He was talking about like what you do if you go to like play poker and blackjack, and there's like it was the craziest thing. And then DJ comes up and he's like, the better team just wins. I have no idea what he just said, dude. So I'm thinking my dark horse is Harry English. So he has been, besides Cantlay, the best golfer in the last like 2 or 3 months.
He's been pretty good. Yeah, he's been pretty
like spectacular. Good. But the only downside for him is that he's a great putter, but he's not a long hitter. So if he's paired up with like a Bryson, or actually, really, I mean, him,
anyone at the top, really.
Anyone at the top, Finau.
I could see him fitting with Bryson though, because like
I could see him fitting with Bryson.
You know, running through the list, I kind of see. I don't know who goes with Cantlay, but I could see English with Bryson. I
don't think Cantlay cares.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would want to be with Cantlay.
I don't know. He's strange to me. Like, I'm interested to see how he handles the energy swings, because that's something like Keegan Bradley's talked about when in his first one, he was like, he made 2 putts, I think, in 3 holes, and he said he was exhausted because of like the celebration and the amount of adrenaline.
So riled up, yeah.
And I know Cantlay's mentioned that, like, he gets in this trance, but then he can't get out of it. He's just like in it. So, I mean, Ryder Cup, you're going to get pulled out of that trance.
You would think so. I don't know. Who would you want to be paired with? What American would be your guy?
Oh, I think for me it's JT. I just like his game.
Damn it!
I know. I'm sorry.
Don't take
He's my
don't take
favorite.
don't take my boy away from me. Fine, I'll take Spieth. I'll
Yeah,
take Spieth.
Spieth would be good.
I could get down on either of them.
The
No
problem with
offense.
Spieth for me is he'd be like, I feel like the whole time he'd be like, sorry, partner. Sorry, partner. I'd put you in a tough spot. Sorry, partner. It's like, all right, dude, you don't have to be sorry. It's okay.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I guess I could say, who would you least want to be paired with? That's a better question.
I mean, I don't want to play with Bryson. I hate playing with slow people anyways. Like, that'd be brutal. Probably Cantlay too. Like, he's to me just seems like a boring dude. Like, you're not talking to him walking to your ball.
Maybe talk about gin. Talking about gin and talking about going to the casino and like, can you imagine
Counting
both of
cards.
them together, Cantlay and DeChambeau, talking like physics and
Right.
rocket science? And that would be speaking of a hot mic, that might be worth having on there for a second.
That would be worth it. You'd pick up like them trying to count cards and then losing like $100,000 in the process or something. It'd just be perfect.
I feel like Schaff. Actually, you know what? I feel like Finau would be one of the funnest dudes to chill because he's always like dance. Right. He's dancing. He's jumping. Like the dude like dislocates his ankle and he's like, I'm all right.
Pops it back in. Yeah.
I feel like Finau's kind of my guy. Like he would be super fun to like that picture or the video they came out with last week where he's like cat daddying in some random with his shorts on.
Shorts and a blazer. Yeah.
Shorts and a blazer. Yeah. Finau would be fun.
He would be fun.
I don't know about DJ. I'm unsure. I'm uncertain.
Yeah, see, he and Brooks, I'm like on the fence. It's like, would that actually be fun to play with?
I don't know. Like, does he just sit there and talk about his wife the whole time, or like, like maybe if he's doing like if he's maybe dabbling in some paraphernalia, a little extra something sauce, like he might be a real good time.
I bet he's fun to like go out on the boat with.
Well, yeah. He's got like a 7,000 foot boat. Yeah, you're right. That would be fun. Schauffele would be cool. Koepka would probably be cool. I mean, I feel like he's gotten a weird rap recently, but like he's probably a super fun guy to pop open a bush latte with.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like he's that kind of guy.
Yeah, he's just a Florida guy. Like he's just simple.
Meanwhile, you get with Patrick Cantlay, and he's like, I'd like 1999 vintage Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah. Give me a Chianti with fava beans.
We haven't even mentioned Morikawa.
I know he'd probably be fun, but I feel like he's just like I don't know. He's like your stereotypical. I know he went to Cal, but like I think of him as like a Stanford student, just like a good student.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now, who's the one guy you'd want to play with on the European team?
There are a lot of good options here. I like Rory, but I'd say like the most fun. Are we talking like most fun to play with?
No, it's whatever you pick. I've got mine. Okay. This is a given.
Give me yours because I took yours on the last one.
Poulter.
Okay, so I'm going Terrell Hatton.
Okay.
Because he just seems like a fun dude to play with. He throws his club. He's
crazy.
He doesn't care.
He's crazy. Yeah, I'm taking Poulter. That guy's a psychopath, and I love it.
Yeah, you'd have fun with him. He might get annoying at a certain point, but you like
for a day, I'd be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't play with him forever. I would least likely play with Sergio, I think.
Yeah, he seems like kind of a chooch.
Yeah, he's not.
Matt Fitzpatrick too. He gives me like hall monitor vibes. Like there was a picture of Hovland and Fitzpatrick just because they don't have dates, and I was like, these are two kids standing outside of prom, just like without a date.
Yeah,
just waiting for their moms to pick them up.
Yeah, pretty much. like, hey, bro, you want to come over and play Call of Duty?
Right.
I just got the Nintendo Switch. You want to get some like Mario Kart on? Yeah, I can definitely see that. It was funny. I didn't see any of the U.S. players with their spouses in a picture.
Oh, right.
All I saw was the European one, and I thought that was interesting because, as terrible as this is, I really wanted to compare. I wanted to be like, who's everybody dating? Who's everybody seeing? Like,
right.
Like does Cantlay and DeChambeau? Oh no, DeChambeau's chick. He's got a girl.
He's got a girl.
We saw her at TPC. We were like 20 feet away from her, and somebody was like, "Hey, that's his girlfriend," and I was like, "Really?"
Wow.
She's the size of my toe.
I'm surprised she puts up with him. That's like he's got to be a tough personality. But hey,
people close to him say that he's a fierce friend, like a great dude. People close to him vouch for him that he is like wonderful. I just think he's kind of like the awkward little brother.
Yeah. I've been describing him as he's like the uncool kid who wants to be cool in the neighborhood, and you're like,
but he hits bombs and you're like, dude, it's like the kid in dodgeball where you're like, we have to pick this guy. Like, I know he's weird. I know he's like picking his nose in second period, but he's a home run generator. We got to pick him. Bryson. Like that's,
come on, buddy.
Yeah, that's going to happen. Meanwhile, Cantlay's like picked dead last and ends up being like this wizard.
Yeah, exactly. He's the kid like doing magic tricks with cards on the side, getting picked last, and then hitting dingers.
Should we get on this topic of them? We're stereotyping all of them into like what they would be like in elementary and middle school. Like, which one of you guys was the bully? Who was bullied?
This took a hard turn into judgment land.
Hard judgment turn. Hey, whatever. It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
That's true. And the Europeans though are nothing to snuff at. John Rahm has a very nice looking wife.
Yeah. I didn't see the
But all in all, like if you're going European and there are a lot of English guys here, like you're gonna have a lot of English teeth, and for me, teeth like that's a big big time. Like I can't even.
I know it was coming.
I can't even fly with that. Between like no braces and then drinking too much tea, like that's just a recipe for a terrible mouth of teeth.
And beer and just
whatever grovel they eat.
complete lack of dental hygiene. Have some British person watch this, shoot us a message and be like, "You assholes!" Like, hey, take a picture of your teeth.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. The odds of you having crooked teeth are very high.
Yeah, that could be somewhat of a deal breaker there. Again, that is a weird thing. That's a very consistent thing, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. It's just an instant switches off.
I don't know. I agree with that. Well, I'm thinking to myself, like on the U.S. side, I don't know. Like I'm sure Spieth's married.
Mm-hmm.
So
Koepka's engaged.
So Koepka and DJ, their significant others are both supermodels.
Yeah. Yep.
Like supermodels. And one of them is like, I mean, Gretzky's got to have like 60 billion followers on whatever platforms exist.
Yeah. Yeah. She could probably open an OnlyFans and make $1 million in a day, or, those crazy stories you hear.
She probably could by taking a picture of her face.
Yeah. Yeah.
People would be like, this is it.
Big toe.
Oh God. That could take, that's a turn right there.
Yeah, we'll steer the ship back in. So, what do you think? Let's go day 1, day 2 overall. What do you think? Day 1.
So day 1, I think they start 4-ball, or they start 4 balls and they start foursomes in the afternoon, I believe.
Yep.
Am I right in saying that?
Yep.
So I think tomorrow the U.S. will have the upper hand. I think they're going to ride the wave of the crowd. Again, this is going to be an almost entirely U.S. crowd because Europeans aren't coming over here right now.
Right. Correct.
So, again, not that it would be a huge European crowd anyways, because it's in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, or outside of Sheboygan. It's near Sheboygan.
Hey, Chicago's not that far, right? Milwaukee's not that far.
Right.
Those are international airports, sir. Put some respect on Sheboygan.
I don't even know what their flag colors are. Their teeth are jacked up. I don't know if they can make it here. They even have phones.
Who knows? God only knows.
I don't know. They're probably wiretapped or something. Anyways, so
have you seen anything about course setup? Because that's going to matter. I know they'll probably widen the fairways a little, keep the rough low.
Playing 73-90. It's par 72, 71. Par 71.
Yeah.
Somebody was telling me there are 20 something hundred bunkers,
Oh yeah, there's a lot of bunkers, and there
like
are a lot of like
2,200 or something like that.
yeah, and there are a couple of spots where it's like a tiny little bunker with a smaller island of grass in the middle of it. They're some brutal spots you can miss.
Yeah, I didn't see if the setup was any different. I just know that where the distance was.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I haven't been able to find anything on it, but the captain always puts in requests. Like I was reading the Golf Digest article. They in a couple of them they started taking the rough from behind fairway bunkers so that like U.S. players could fly the fairway bunkers, but none of the European players could hit it that far. Like
Well,
so they'll do a little.
they said Bryson almost drove the green on one,
Wow,
which is
wow.
insanity. Okay, so they do have. Um, okay, let's see here. 2 years later, this year, home captain used to have a lot more influence. Apparently, he doesn't quite have as much. Also, I'm a big Stricker fan.
Oh yeah, he's a Wisconsin guy too.
Yeah.
He's a great man.
Height of the rough, speed of the greens, and width of the fairways up until the weekend before, if he wants to make any architectural changes. Okay, the more collaborative approach should still yield several interesting hole locations, especially on a course like Whistling Straits. So par 3 12th, uniquely shaped green that juxtaposes a large undulating front left section with a flatter but intimidatingly tiny back right finger. Okay, come on, people.
Yeah, we don't need to know that. But
How many more adjectives can you use to describe this? Intimidatingly long left-fingered right-toed, juxtaposed along the ocean's blueness.
West
facing, even though it's a lake. You can see Chicago in the distance. So stupid. Okay. So apparently the rough, we're not protecting par throughout the rounds. The rough that they'll be playing on is fairly similar to what you'd find on your local golf course.
Yeah, so they'll keep it shorter than like, standard US Open, or like in France, they had insane rough. That was like 5 inches, 6 inches thick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, knowing that it's going to be set up for like a bomber's paradise, it's going to depend on wind, but I think US probably comes out at least to the early lead day one.
I think so. I think riding the wave of the Americans there that are just going to be freaking screaming. I mean, I'm most excited for the anthem tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah, that's going to be wild. The grandstand's going to be wild.
Most excited. Like just, it's going to be hyped. I know they posted I believe that we will win from 2016 the other day. And that was just like, you just get jacked up hearing them do that. Cause I think they said across the few days, it'd be like 150,000 people ish or something like that would roll through. So there's going to be a lot of people. I mean, I think it's going to be awesome, but I think the US rides that wave. Especially JT and Spieth. To your point, I'm curious how like Cantlay, and again, a lot of rookies. So how do they handle the pressure and the crowd? And it's almost more like the Waste Management Open where everyone is just hollering.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see who hits with the crowd going tomorrow. Because so I know some guys don't like it, but watching the Solheim Cup, that's always fun. They were like, some of the women were pumping it up, and then they were ripping drives with the crowd just going bananas the whole time.
So some curious things to think about here is definitely, so when you look at driving distance, I mean, the US is ages ahead of where the Europeans are right now in terms of what we're going to see this weekend. I mean, you're talking like 40 to 70 yard difference in driving, right? Really, the only exception there is Rory and Rahm. Hovland. I mean, Hovland's got some distance, but in terms of the US team, what, English is the only one that's like relatively lower. I can't think of anybody else. I mean,
Morikawa, he's not going to rip it. He's going to hit it 300, but he's not bombing anyone out.
No, but his irons are just filthy because the first hole is a 405 par 4.
Yeah, so that's a pick your distance, or if you're Bryson, go for it.
Hole 2, 592. If you don't hit the fairway, that's going to jail. Hole 3, 183 par 3. Bryson's going to hit like his freaking putter.
Yeah.
I think at a $1.83, he's hitting what?
He posted it the other day. I think it was like pitching wedge.
With the pitching wedge? It's got to be
Yeah,
pitching wedge.
I'm
I say
pretty sure.
I don't think it's his 56. I think it's his pitching wedge.
Yeah, I think
455.
56 was 150. That rings a bell for me, but I don't know.
There's a 214-yard par 3. That's the one that's right on the water. That thing's nasty.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a nasty hole. Then there's a 391-yard par 4. Again, I mean, that's a dog leg, but I mean, I'm very curious to see if the drive distance is really the big thing this weekend. What do you think is going to be the biggest factor? Driving, putting, approach shot. What do you think will be the big thing that puts the U.S. ahead?
Well, it's always going to come down to putts, but at Whistling Straits, the wind is such a factor. I think driving the ball is going to be huge.
Okay.
If you can get way down there in the wind and keep it in play and then hit into these greens, I think that's going to be huge.
Okay.
Ian Poulter's going to make some putts down the stretch somewhere, probably in the singles or in one of the matches or whatever. They have a couple of guys that are going to do that.
Dude, it's supposed to be absolutely stunning this weekend.
Yeah, sunny.
I don't know about wind. So right now, let's look at daily. Let's see what the wind's going to be.
There's always wind.
Friday, partly sunny and warmer, 75. Looking at south-southwest, 9 miles an hour. Gusts up to 17.
Okay. So not bad.
Not terrible.
Because it was 35 yesterday, up to 35 miles an hour.
Wow. Let's see. So Saturday, we're looking at 16-mile-per-hour gusts.
Okay, so reasonable.
Sunday, looking at 14.
Yeah, so a reasonable weekend. So
all 3 days north of 70 degrees and sunny. Yeah, except for Saturday, 65. Dude, perfect.
Yeah, that's fall golf, baby.
No chance of rain.
Beautiful.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
All right. So then day 2, what do you think we got? How do you think we finish that up?
Day 2, I'm a little more concerned because I think at that point the Europeans are pretty well settled in.
Yeah,
not that they're not settled in now, but I think you're used to the crowd noise at that point. You're not as nervous about it. A part of me thinks tomorrow, for some reason, I just think tomorrow is going to be a Spieth day.
Okay.
I have my gut tells me that tomorrow is going to be a Jordan Spieth monster day, where he's just going to come out and just be, 2016 Spieth.
I love it. I hope it happens.
That's my take. I think the Europeans will come back tomorrow. I think they'll keep it close. I just have a good feeling about the team we're putting out there more today than I did like a couple of days ago. I was like, dude, I feel like we're not there because they had the Koepka and the DeChambeau stuff and we don't have camaraderie. But then I thought to myself, everybody that says that, it's the same thing as like what Bill Belichick does when he puts people on the questionable list. Like Tom Brady was on the questionable list the entire time that he was a New England Patriot. Whole time. Like I'm surprised Mac Jones isn't questionable every week from now on. Like it's almost like they're not questionable, but it makes you think about it. That's what I feel like this is like us being like, yeah, there's some beef and our camaraderie is a little off, but in all reality, it's not. It's just to frig up some of the Europeans, maybe.
Yeah, it's still playing golf. So, I mean, I think these guys are all professionals, so they'll show up and do their job. And part of me thinks U.S. is going to just win. Like Europe only like 1.5, 2 points tomorrow, and then U.S. just goes up big. But I'm smarter than that. I know that's not going to happen.
I mean, I like it. I'll take it. I'll put $10 on that. Just because it would make me happy. Yeah, if I lose, I lose, but I'm going to be more jacked up about it.
There we go.
Dude, also great timing. College football's on this weekend. You got the NFL on Sunday, like Ryder Cup's on. Like it's just a great weekend of sports. Which brings me to my next this is nothing to do with golf. Seeing giant packed football stadiums is the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, there was something off watching last year. Like watching football played in an empty stadium. I don't know. There's just something off about it.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Done with it. To see the Penn State whiteout game, just like white palms in the air, just people jumping and hollering. And, dude, it's just fabulous.
It is. It's fun.
Fabulous. It's been so fun to just see just like packed stadiums. kids having fun, doing the wave. Like the Virginia Tech Enter Sandman is the greatest thing ever.
Oh yeah. That video was awesome. I saw their I don't know if it was their hype up video or their intro video, like after the game of them entering the stadium. But that was
dude, so awesome. I think this weekend's Notre Dame, Wisconsin.
Oh, that's a big game.
It is. Notre Dame shouldn't. They should have lost to Florida State, or very well could have lost. They didn't. And then I think they struggled with like Toledo.
Yikes! No, that was Ohio State, I think.
But I don't watch. With Tulsa? Was it Tulsa?
That might have been it.
Might have been Tulsa. I don't know. That was one of the games that we had a couple weeks back. But Wisconsin's not been great, but certainly I think it's in Wisconsin. So
yeah, that's Camp Randall is huge. I went. That's where I was. I was at in Madison for my clinical. Camp Randall is huge.
Huge. That stadium's awesome too.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I just love it. I just love all the people yelling and hollering and just having a good old time. It's fantastic.
It is. And up here, it's coming into hoodie season. You know, you can go out, wear shorts in a hoodie. You can wear jeans in a hoodie. It's hoodie season.
It's hoodie season. It's not hoodie season here, although I'm wearing a short sleeve hoodie. It's not. It was 69 degrees this morning.
Nice.
So when I walked outside, I was a little chilly, taking the puppy out.
Did you put on your winter coat for that one?
I might have. Might have thrown the parka on. Hey, once you've moved here, your skin, everything changes.
We would go down for a February vacation, and the place we would go had tennis courts. The guys sweeping the courts in the morning would all have like gloves and winter hats on. It was like 68 degrees, 69 degrees.
It's a wet cold. It's cold. it's cold. So whatever. It's just the way it is. Listen, don't hate on the South is awesome.
I'm not hating. It's all out of jealousy here.
I know you're jealous. I feel it. I can feel it because it's beautiful. This weekend, it's sunny, 81 every day with a low of about 70.
Can't beat that.
I mean, that's golfing weather. If I can get out of the house this weekend with a 9-week-old puppy.
Yeah, probably not well enough trained to hang out in the golf cart yet.
Oh, but he will be. Yeah. He will be. He'll be an excellent golfing dog.
Soon enough.
Soon enough. I was thinking about some golf names for him, but just wasn't fitting. And our neighbor's dog's name is Bogey.
That's a good dog name.
It's a great dog name, but you can't name him that. It's your neighbor's dog.
Yeah, so, no, you can't do that.
I guess you could, but I can't call him any of the other names like Eagle. I mean, yeah, America, but I can't call him Albatross.
No, it doesn't roll off the tongue. Definitely
call
does
him
not.
Ace.
You call him Ace.
Call him Ace, but in my mind, I go immediately to Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Which is also one of the greatest movies ever. So
fantastic! I watched it the other night. It was excellent.
1 or 2?
1.
The OG. See, 2 is my favorite.
2 is excellent. Yeah,
I love 1.
2 is excellent.
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino and Ray Finkel. God damn it, Ray Finkel.
Laces out, Dan. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn's a man. He takes the plunger to his face.
Yeah. So God. Good. So
phenomenal movie. All right. Well, we have 43 minutes. We've talked all about the Ryder Cup and bullshitted. This is great. So this isn't a turn to something more serious, but this week was like for me anyways, and Tim and I talked about this a little bit, was we had a big conversation about winning and what winning means and why. I guess one of the things is why we don't understand why people don't care about it as much. We live today with like all of this like participation trophy stuff. Like this weekend, it would be completely unacceptable to me if we tied.
Yeah, no way. Right. Or to be happy with a tie. A tie could happen, but it's like
it could. But like I'm not like in my mind. I say, okay, you keep playing until somebody has won.
Yeah.
Like there is no like people were talking about this at the Olympics where like 2 guys, they were high jumpers and they tied, and they were like, we're gonna share the gold medal. And I get the sportsmanship, I guess, idea behind it, but like you're not the winner. You didn't win.
Yeah, no one won.
Winner is like the team wins or the individual wins. Like there's a first and a second. Like there is a hierarchy there. And that breeds better things. It makes you better at life. It makes you better at doing things. When someone beats you, you have to get better if you want to try and win those things. And the big reason behind a lot of why we talk about this, obviously, is we work with golfers in a lot of different capacities, specifically in the strength and conditioning world, where they're coming to us because something's wrong, be it in their health, be it with their strength and conditioning, be it their golf game. Like that's what we do, is help people navigate those things. And one of the first conversations that I have with people is, what does your life look like right now? And do you feel like you're winning? Like, do you feel like you're winning life right now? And nobody says yes. They're like, I'm doing okay. But like, okay, well, tell me what winning looks like to you. Like what does being better look like to you? And I'm not talking that we're competitive here. Like me winning doesn't mean that I have 1,000 clients and Tim has 2,000 clients and thus Tim is winning. I'm talking about on an individual level, although that does matter because I think in a society like ours, that's where capitalism should be thriving. That should make you want to do better, right? Because you want your product to be better so you can compete with people. But on an individual level, what can I do better? Right? I don't feel good about eating like shit. I don't feel good about not going to the gym. I don't feel good that I'm overweight. I don't feel good that my golf game has not gotten better in 25 years. I don't feel good that my relationships suck. I don't feel good that I take no time for myself. Like those aren't winning things. And we talk about this a lot, or at least frequently with clients, is what does winning look like to you and how do we make that happen? And maybe sometimes that's changing what your view of winning might look like. Do you see that the same way, Tim, or do you feel that in a different capacity?
No, that's very similar. I always ask my people, what would you like? So say we work together for 6 months. What would you consider a win? Like what would define a win? And I think that's important because it's sometimes lately seems more often it's like if you want to win or be successful, then you're somehow like an aggressor,
Yeah.
or you're somehow like a conqueror that's just trying to overcome everyone and put everyone under your rule. And that's not the case. Like when it really comes down to it, like you want to win because you want to support your family, you want to be able to like pass your genes on to the next generation and propagate things. There's a scientific reason behind everyone wanting to be the best and provide, something for whether it be their family or their friends or themselves. I don't know. I feel like that's inherent in everyone. You have to have that drive to want something, right? Like, don't you want something?
Right. Well, and not to just be a loser.
Yeah.
Like, did you really get put on this earth to be mediocre and to just be status quo and to like eke your way through life, or worse, be dragged through life by the rest of the world? Like that's the beauty of, especially here living in the US. We have freedoms to go do things and create the life you want. So go do, like, is it really worth it to you to like live off of other people's backs, or to just be okay being unhealthy and to just be okay not being good at things? And like, do you look in the mirror and like that? I mean, we've convinced ourselves now that it's perfectly okay to lose. And I don't understand that concept. I get that things are difficult. Like there are difficulties in life, there are difficulties with school and work and families and stuff and what have you. But most people, they get hit with that stuff, and life is difficult. Like life is suffering. Jordan Peterson talks about that all the time. Life is suffering. And if you're not willing to face the fact that life is suffering and do something about it, you're screwed.
Right. And I think it's important to clarify it is okay to fail, right?
Absolutely.
Like you're going to fail. It's not okay to take that and just do nothing with it.
Yeah.
right? And
100%.
just wallow in your failure, because
Giant amount of self-pity. Yeah.
yeah, that you're going to fail or you're going to lose at something at some point or another, right?
Right.
Very few people never lose in their entire life.
Mm-hmm.
But you can choose how you react to it, right? You either can make it define you, or you can take it and move forward with it, learn something, and get better for next time, so you can try to win next time.
Right. Just do something useful with it as opposed to lose.
Nothing. Yeah, you can do nothing with
Yeah.
it. It's okay.
There's,
Like, people do that every day. They do nothing with it. They
yeah.
lose, and then they do nothing, and then they lose more, and they feel worse, and they do nothing. It's a vicious cycle.
Well, and I posted the other day about the fact that you can't win if you're on the sideline.
Correct.
Right. You can't win if you're on the sideline. Sure, you may not lose as much or you might not fail as much, but you've already lost by not showing up. I mean, to me, it's the Teddy Roosevelt man in the arena speech. Like, to be in the arena marred with, blood and sweat is to have made it. You've showed up. You've done what other people would not do. That's all you can ask for. Like, what else do you want?
Right. And you can't expect a result if you're not going to do, Wayne Gretzky, if you miss 100% of the shots you never take, can't score a goal if you don't try, can't make the $1 million if you don't run away with that idea. You got to do something.
Right. And to piggyback off that, I think that is the true beauty of living here, is you've got to earn it. Not you get to earn it. You have the opportunity to go earn it. You want to go start your own business? Knock yourself out. Build that thing up from the ground up, make it whatever you want it to be, and do good for the people. Right? That's the beauty of being here, is you have that option to literally go do and be whatever you want to. Yeah. Or you have the opportunity to do absolutely jack shit. It's your choice, right? But it's not everybody else's fault that you don't want to do that. At the end of the day, the biggest thing that we lack in today's society is personal responsibility. Is I am responsible for my own actions, my own thoughts, and what I do with my life. And that's all there is to it. You have to accept the fact that you are responsible for what happens in your life, be it good or bad. Right? There are things you can't control. You can't control when people die. You can't control what's going on in the stock market. You can't control what the hell our government's doing. But I can control my response. What am I going to do about it? Does it control me? Does it not control me? Not to bring back Jordan Peterson again, but get your own house in order before you start telling everybody else what to do.
Yep.
Right? Change your life.
And that's what the greats all have in common, right? They, Kobe Bryant practiced all those hours so that when the time came to it, he knew exactly what to do. All the most successful people have put in all the time beforehand, so that then when the pressure's on and you have to make a big decision, or you have a big shot, or, whatever, it's time to sign on that mortgage for your first house.
Yeah.
You're ready for it. You're ready to go, and you've prepared, you're confident in yourself. That's what it's all about. It's okay to want to win, want to succeed, want to do better.
And we should not tell people. I mean, I hate this notion that we keep telling kids that, like, no, you should just want to be like everybody else. Like, you should just be like everybody else. What are you talking about? You should be like everybody else. Like, that doesn't make any sense that you should want to be the exact same as the rest of the culture. Like, that only waters down the product. Right? We don't have a great example is sports. You don't have the athlete. We don't have the golfers that are playing tomorrow without the golfers that busted it for years. Like, if everybody could only be as good as I'll give Padraig Harrington, right? That's the ceiling. You can never be better than that. Oh, okay. So you can only win X amount. So I guess who's somebody that's only won one major?
Good question.
Trying to think about like single major winners.
I don't have one off the top of my head.
I don't know. Okay.
Bubba won the Masters twice, but
okay, we'll take Bubba.
Yeah.
You can only ever win two majors. That's it. That's the ceiling. Nobody's going to get better because that's your ceiling. In fact, people will just continue to get worse because that's all you can achieve, right? We don't have Kobe Bryant. We don't have LeBron James without having Michael Jordan, right? We're not going to have the next slew of amazing athletes without those prior people. Like you don't have Tom Brady without Joe Montana. Like that was his idol growing up. So my point to all that being is that greatness created more greatness. I mean, that's why, I mean, if you're an entrepreneur, you look at anything, you go, oh my gosh, Jeff Bezos started Amazon from his basement, right? Elon Musk, I mean, Tesla was his brainchild and he just created it, right? But if he doesn't do that, guess what? Nobody else starts doing those things because they're like, well, we're all the same. So why would I work hard if I know it's going to be the exact same playing field? No shot. I want that kid to go bust his ass, become the absolute best that he can be. I want a little kid to go, hey, I'm going to have more majors than Nicholas. And I want all of them to think that way. And I'm also going to beat all my friends. That doesn't mean you have to be rude or an asshole to people, or you have to, go out of your way to demean people. But it's no different than like if you and I go and play golf. Like, I want to beat you. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean we can't have a beer afterwards and laugh and chuckle and smoke cigars and enjoy ourselves. But I still want to win.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's all there is to it. I mean, we went and played a scramble a couple weeks back with my buddies and my best friend in the world, the most competitive guy in the nation. And we're going through and we're losing at this point. I think we were down like 3 and he's fuming. He's just like, I hate losing so much. I hit we were on a par 5 and I had my 3-wood as my second shot, which is, I'm hit or miss there.
Risque. Yeah.
It's risque at best. And I had to hit it through a tree essentially to get it towards the green. And I smoked it. And my buddy is just through the roof because we needed that shot. He comes over, he like fist bumps me and just about broke my hand. He's just like let's go. But I love that because it makes you be like, all right, let's go do some things. Like, it doesn't mean you have to like be a jerk to win, but you should want to. Like, I love Michael Jordan's stories, like watching the documentary they did there on ESPN where he's talking about like he'd go to the front of the plane and they'd be like, dude, we're playing for like 50 cents up here. And he's like, that's fine. I just want your money in my pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not everybody's going to be built to that degree, but you certainly shouldn't be built to just sit on the ground and let people sit on you. And if you are, you damn sure shouldn't complain about it.
Correct. So it's the other thing people say is be okay with being yourself, right? To kids, like, it's okay, just be yourself. It's okay being yourself, but
be yourself,
and it's fine. But you want to be the best version of yourself, right? Like you don't want to just settle for who you are when you're 5 and never change. I mean, that's
the truth.
That's not the goal for anybody.
That is the full well, and just settle for. I mean, that book, The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield's book, which you and I both love.
Mm-hmm.
For any of you who have not listened or read it, you could listen to it, I guess, too. The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield is a beautiful book. And in that book, he makes the, I guess, argument that all of these great things in the world have already been thought up, or they've been created basically by muses or by angels. So on the other side of our physical realm is this almost spiritual realm where there are wonderful, amazing, beautiful things. He uses Beethoven's like 5th Symphony as an example, and he uses just like all this stuff. And the thought of that being is that we have all of this capability to create awesome stuff, but we have to put in the work to see it happen. Like, great symphonies have already been written somewhere. And the beautiful part of it is when we work hard and when we do things well, that muse like whispers in our ear, like this, hey, go do this. And then we create something amazing here. And, whether you believe in like a spiritual and a physical realm, the point of that is if you put in the work, great things happen, right? We don't have any of the cool things in the world without people putting in outrageous amounts of work. I know it's, what's the, is it Van Gogh, the Starry Night, not Starry Night painting. What the heck is the really famous piece of artwork that I'm forgetting right now?
Van Gogh did do Starry Night. Yeah.
Is it Starry Night? That's like the one that's all over.
City scene with little yellow stars out in the.
Yeah, it's blue, mostly blue. Right? That is Starry Night. Okay.
Yeah.
If we're doing that wrong, you guys can all correct us. That wasn't even made until he was like 50. He'd been depressed for years, never created anything. That's like the most sold painting in the world. So stuff like that doesn't happen unless people put in tons of work. What was KFC started when the guy was like 65? Can you imagine not having KFC fried chicken?
No.
I mean, I guess I could imagine it, but when I was a kid, it was the bomb.
It still is. It still is.
Still is. The point being, tap into, you don't know what you're going to be. And most people, if their ceiling is way up here, they're way down here. They never even tapped. Everyone always complains about, well, my genetics aren't good enough, or I'm not strong enough, or I don't have this, I don't have that. Who cares? You need to focus specifically on how close can I get to my absolute potential? Because you're never actually going to get there, but why not see how high it is?
Yep. I think David Goggins describes people like 10 out of 10. How hard can you go? He's a crazy guy. Take him or leave him, but he's a crazy guy.
Everybody needs some David Goggins in their life.
I think he said most people stop at a 3 or a 4.
Is it a 3 or a 4? Or is it a 6?
I think he says he's gotten himself to a 6.
Okay. Yeah. You're right.
But so, I mean, if you're only going 3 or 4 out of 10, I mean, there's so much more that you can do and your body can handle and your mind can handle.
Yeah. If you guys haven't read his book, Can't Hurt Me.
Yeah. Great book.
Whew.
Great book.
Talk about a dude who's just literally can't hurt me. It's a great name for that book. But it's truth. Complete truth. But when we quit, we've barely tapped into our tank. That's all there is to it.
That's it. I think that's a great place to end. What do you think?
It's a phenomenal place to end. Good talks, Ryder Cups. Talk about winning. America. I'm so friggin' jacked up for tomorrow. I'll send you a picture. I'm gonna be all.
Let's go. I want to see the freedom outfit.
I'm gonna be turned up tomorrow. I'm gonna be real jacked up, screaming. I'm gonna bring a flag with me to everywhere I go tomorrow. Just wave it.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm stoked. I'm ready for the anthem tomorrow. I just want to get the goosebumps listening to however they end up doing that.
Oh, yeah. You'll get them. No matter how they do it, you'll get them.
Oh, yeah. I got them the other day when they played it, like at an empty whistling street. I'm sitting there like, woo, let's go. All right, people.
Perfect.
Well, although we did not talk a lot about strength and conditioning today, winning was an important topic that we do talk about with all of our clients, and the Ryder Cup is just freaking awesome. So as always, you can follow us on the social medias, jackson.anchorforge for me, at trivotto.golf, Rivotto. I still have him as Tim Rivotto in my phone, even though it's Tim Rivotto.
Let's go. I've been called much, much worse.
I like Rivotto.
Rivotto's good.
Rivotto's good.
I usually get risotto. I've got an evundo.
Avundo.
Not good.
What is an avundo? It sounds like a fun dish.
It does sound like a dish. Maybe a gelato, evundo.
Oh, okay. I was thinking something a little more hearty. But sure. That's we'll call it that. All right, people. As always, reach out to us if you need anything. Keep checking in. 10 podcasts in. We love it. And y'all get after it. Go USA.
That's it. Peace.
Bye.